Dearest Mother, dearest Father, this letter will be the very last that I write to you from the rising stones. As I commit these words to parchment, I fondly recall my journey as a scion. From the time I first walked into the Order's former halls, to the time I set forth to forestall the final days. At the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, we fought the battle of our lives. Fought against despair itself. A veritable maelstrom of it, fed by the resignation that dwelled in the hearts of beings not so unlike ourselves. Full oft have I harbored the same malaise. Have I been brought to my knees, crushed by the weight of sorrow and defeat, convinced that I will never rise again. However, I have also known many moments of unbridled joy and happiness. By this truth do I find hope within, blooming resplendent, like the Elpis flower. And thus do I endure. Do I look forward to creating more memories with my friends and loved ones. For from these fertile seeds, yet more hope shall spring forth. And they will grow to become shining lights that illuminate the dark. Thus believing, I leave the rising stones behind, as will my comrades. For, as we have decided, after careful deliberation, we are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
What? Whoa!
There you are, Alphino. Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
Oh my god!
My apologies. I'll be right there.
No way! It's not real. That's not real. It's gonna be like we're disbanding to become something more or something different or whatever it might be. At least,
that is what the story will be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying! Of course!
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, just a letter.
Just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
So it must be, if we're to keep up appearances. From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways.
Our erstwhile ways?
Retreating from plain sight, to take our place in the shadows once more.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently as we seek out problems that want for solving. But a day will come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together, as we always have.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask. I'll be glad to keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
So you really mean to stay, Tataru?
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order. And even a super-secret organization requires a super-secret base of operations. To the rest of the world, it will be naught more than a workshop for Eorzea's foremost up-and-coming artisan.
Damn,
If
okay.
you thought our coffers were full to bursting before, just wait till I can devote myself wholly to the crafts.
Wow. Something I do not do. The whole room.
Plotting to build a mercantile empire to rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
Damn!
I, for one, look forward to your future successes, Tataru. As do I our next meeting.
And with that, I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart. Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
Oh, we're talking to everyone. Wow, I forgot the quest was defeat Xenos. Oh, the quest is Endwalker now. With the sign stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. After speaking with Kryl, I've decided I'll be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Beldician. Not only am I indebted to the Master Galoof for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never become a Scion. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorstep. Mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise to embark on our new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. I remember my promise. Whenever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you into the unknown. Do you recall in the realm of Omicrons when I asked you if you thought I may someday be mentioning your epic? Well, 'tis true that to earn place at your side should be the stuff of dreams. In the end, nothing would give me a greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It needn't be some grand endeavor. There needed to be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you. And I hope that you will do the same. Without a second thought. Ha! I'll hold you to that. As much as we've already seen, there's still so much we haven't. We who knows? Perhaps we'll even encounter survivors of the Omicrons somewhere out there. After all, given how they took the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. And should we encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, and with that partner find a new purpose, a new dream. For if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omicrons? Wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word, and should a commission of interest come my way, you will be the first to know. Oh, are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. Not that I am adverse to a moment or two of quiet reminisce. In fact, there was something I'd been meaning to ask you, something that has been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final day subsided. During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of oddities and spectacles, more than can be easily recalled or remembered, and nestled amongst those memories are certain essential facts, the history of Etheirys and the ancients, glimpses of Ea and their culture and philosophy. Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever have I balked at the idea of binding the subject of my studies in a book or a tablet. Truth is given shape and interpretation. When we seek to capture it with our words, it is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well intentioned the rendering. An event is described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotional complexity, yet the word on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Throughout history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe, if not most, the deviations are a result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other until the end result is unrecognizable from its origin. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Yet even with potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be painful afar indeed. What say you in this matter? Should I take up the quill, reflect upon these experiences only we have shared, and seek to preserve them for posterity? Aye, let them be read and remembered. Very well then, I shall endeavor to pen what I can on the Ea and the ancients, and of so many other wonders. But I'm no scribe. It will be a less polished work and more of a reordering of scattered notes. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. I will otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, a safe method of travel to the first eludes me, and our venture into the great expanse has prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. Never hurts to see things from a different perspective, and mine is rather different than most. Yeah! What's this music? If you have something to say, then out with it. Just wondering how you'll earn my keep now. How I'll earn my keep. What? I thought your adventurers had a number of ways to earn coin, and though the Scions' mode of operation has changed, we should be compensated as before. In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Aymeric hear about our disbandment than he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium district as a former Azure Dragoon. I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. Who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment and have. Some days ago, a Hanish envoy arrived with a word from Vitra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. He didn't deign to mention why I'm needed, but it pertains to dragons, like as not. In Thavnair, like elsewhere, the phenomena caused by the final days abated when you defeated Medion. Though it was too late for those who had already transformed, life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Charlayan, most have already returned home. But many do not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vitra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Charlayan if they wish to work and study. Vitra was always the satrap in truth, and it's gratifying to see him become one in name as well. One who has the complete confidence of his people, if the envoy's tone was any indication. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. Not so long ago, I would have assumed that his benevolence had ulterior motives, but 'tis clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. To know such a nation may flourish is comforting. Vitra's kin sought release from conflict. So weary were they of suffering it wrought, they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgardsormr didn't give up, and hope he made the journey to the distant Etheirys with such his clutch of eggs. And though his progeny went on to be embroiled in the conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lance, I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not rejoined you. Should you ever have need of me, I will come. At the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. Yeah. Ah, our champion and savior. I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. That sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads, I was worried about yours, and the rest of you for that matter. On the mend, I trust? Worse is passive-aggressive, people agreed. Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, and healing magics or no, I'm impressed by how swiftly you've recovered. Then again, 'tis hardly the first time you've cheated death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Look at what you've accomplished. Meeting undefeated, her song of the oblivion cut short. The source in all her reflections delivered from the final days. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. Now, Ryan has tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. As for a lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans with Urianger as aimless wandering. We have a purpose in roaming, after all, keeping an eye on things in the absence of the Scions on the world stage. There'll never be an end to the little problems that go untended by nations. We'll do our best to help out where and when we can. Which I suppose is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you could tell her I'm faring well, and leave it at that, eh? No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, 'tis the rising stone which comes to mind. How many times have we set out from this base, thence to return when our work was done? On the days the Scions came together, I only hoped for Minfilia to find a place where she belonged, but never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Gob. I have a question for you, and imagine Minfilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? Best decision I've ever made. Aye, I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. Should you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come running, and you'll likely get to a certain funny-talking fortune teller into the bargain. Urianger is the funny-talking fortune teller. That is very funny. That is very funny. Bloemwida. Urianger. I have to talk to him now. Gob, thou hast spoken with our comrades. Though this is parting be not forevermore, 'tis nonetheless occasion for sorrow, akin to a pixie's path. The navigation of such farewells is a perilous endeavor indeed. For their part, however, the Loporrits embark upon a new beginning. Though bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for the creatures of Etheirys. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with the Forum, intent upon assigning some new and beneficial role to our solitary satellite. Yet ere they may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of the other, a process which doth promise to be eventful indeed. To that end, a cadre of Loperites hath gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. Hydaelyn, 'tis said, did imbue with them her love for all things born of this star, and 'tis Venat's own nature, I believe, which doth manifest in this irrepressible, inexhaustible curiosity of theirs. Having witnessed that which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labors to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man result in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintance and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. Acquaintance? I'd call it friendship. I did not wish to presume. Aye, I would be honored should they consider me a friend, for 'tis certainly true that I have grown fond of their company. Ah, but I shall digress no further. This day should belong to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, to mine incomparable companions. Oft times hath me reticence caused thee grief, and mine actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet, here amongst you I still stand. No amount of words could express my gratitude for thine acceptance and forgiveness. Thus instead, I do prefer my humble support. Be it and until the deepest abyss of the highest heavens, even if I must needs founder cross stormy seas, ever shall I answer thy summons. Wanna know what happens if you don't fight Xenos? You probably still have to. There's probably a way that he stops you, I feel like. I don't know, that's a great question. I'm sure someone did it. Or you probably still have to, let's be honest. Gob, seen to your preparations, have you? I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten something halfway to my destination. Oh, and in case you haven't heard, we've received new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is the gravest in the lands surrounding the bounty, where the sky first began to burn. After that, the calamity is observed in the far north in Garlemald and the frozen lands beyond. We also had reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was an area in the northern empty. Had our quest taken any longer, Charlayan too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's all over now. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about, but these localized crises should be well within the capacities of each nation to handle on their own. Scions are no longer needed. Which isn't to say that we won't help out where we can, of course, as individuals, no more of this order business. For my part, I'll be heading to Garlemald with Alphino. They were among the worst affected, and still need all the help they can get. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it easier, though, that I'll curse my weakness. My inability to fix every problem, save every lost soul. But no matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort. When I should find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of our many moments of triumph and the accompanying determined expression. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when you activated the teleporter without warning. And should you hear about me, I want you to remember too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere trying my very best. I look forward to hearing all about the legendary Alize Lavalier. Think you can keep up with me? That's the other option? Jesus. Ha! No, not that I'm trying to become famous or anything. That being said... the next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved. So don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. Okay. Marveling at her. Let's do Kryl and Alphino. Oh, Gob, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? I can't apologize enough for sending Xenos to find you in Ultima Thule. When he came to me in Charlayan, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our chase, and so I struck up a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word, and you defeated him despite your earlier exertions. But knowing the state you were found in, it could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life, and no words could express the remorse I feel. It worked out. You did the right thing. It is a relief to hear that you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the forum without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and the others. I must, and will, do better. And I shall begin with the restoration of the students of Balisian. Through our work, Sharlayan will strengthen its ties with other nations, that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in the future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone, but thankfully I had the staunchest of help in Raha and Ojika, and our other remaining members. Together, we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may need to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times, might you be willing to assist us? Not because you feel obliged, mind you, but because you feel the allure for the task of itself. Yeah, that's me saying, yeah. Marvelous. Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Until the day I shall endeavor to become more dependable, comrade. Alphino. We're wrapping it up. Yeah. Oh, Gob. Pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I was writing a letter, you see, to my parents. As busy as Father has been tending the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Sharlayan. Both Alizé and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin those members of the Ilse Bard contingent still stationed there. Lucy and Maxima helm the relief effort with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the lands. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Lucina and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. The truth that, whatever ideals individuals may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For the foreseeable future, the fallen empire will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces. And though I do not doubt the intention of the contingent, with greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into a political agenda. In going, we seek to ensure the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts, that we might better help them to begin anew. You'd best write me too. Or I'll visit when I can, either or. Write you letters? Of course I would be glad to do so, but I would be gladder to still were you to come and visit, and I believe I speak for Alizé as well. For fairly as long as I've been in Eorzea, you've been at my side, watching over me in good times and in bad. How many times have we gathered to share tidings? None could possibly keep count. The world is changing and will continue to do so, yet no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you, in good times and in bad, as a dependable comrade and dear friend both. Yeah! Thank you, Gob, from the bottom of my heart. And now we speak with Tataru. Spoken your fill, have you? If so, I'm thinking to send everyone off. Leave the Rising Stone. With your permission, then. Your attention, please. At the risk of spoiling the mood, the time of the departure is upon us. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journeys to the next time we meet. Be well. Argos! Wind up heroes. Come on, you know who his hero is. That'd be Venat. Hydaelyn? Venat? I got Argos! No way! The best boy! And away they go.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then. Though we ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first. If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania, there is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
We've no particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in Charlia before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radzat Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways. Each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge his plans.
Oh, I'm gonna level some other classes. That's me.
Quite right. Indeed.
Fair point.
So, what's next for our humble adventurer?
Oh my god.
The constancy of this place never ceases to amaze me. An ocean of souls, shimmering and eternal.
Elidibus!
And yet, something stirs. Yes. Steeped in darkness, deep as starless night, the beast hungers. Alas, I dare not investigate in earnest before the coming of my guiding star, as he foretold. We shall descend to the depths, you and I, to confront the dread beast Pandemonium.
Pandemonium!
Oh, the sights we shall see. the sights we shall see.
Dude, raid tier is gonna be crazy, or next expansion of the story. But yo, I'm pretty sure Pandemonium is has to do with raid tier, which is super dope. You completed the main scenario quest Endwalker. Quests to unlock new content have become available in Charlotte. It's not about trust. Rest well, champion of Etheirys. For many and more adventures await you. Battery's against us. I don't really know. Wow. Well, that's it.